The following stream contains mature content and subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised. And good evening, everyone. Welcome to McStabber Studios Quarter Blades. Brand new thing we're trying out here. We haven't done it before, but we're going to do it tonight. I am, of course, Shanky McStabber. I am the game master of this little story of intrigue.
I am Mama McStabber, and I am playing Bianca, the Red Viper of House Lavelle, who has the role of the Eye.
Hi, I'm Beetle Spock. I'll be playing Dominic, also known as the Bookkeeper, and my role is the Knack.
And hello, I am Slikeshire. I will be playing Emmeline Scott, who is playing the role of the Key.
Hello, I am Lonnie, and I will be playing Luna, the Siren of the Mine of House Lavelle. Her role is the Kiss.
Welcome to Ilrian, independent city-state that long ago threw off the yoke of the deathless tyrant, as many ways he was, formed their own little city divided by houses, both major and minor. Though it's also a city of danger and deception. There are 6 houses that vie for the seat of the High Prince. High Prince. There can only be one of those. And right now, House Corvetto holds the high seat. They're the High Prince of the realm. But not to be outdone, each house declares their own prince. For the great game. Tonight, we're going to be watching members of the newest house to join the houses major. House Lavelle. The lowest ranked of all the house majors. But, that just means they have a room to grow, positions to climb, and a great game to play. As we're opening up. So you're aware, both to the viewers, I'm going to tell you, as we're playing through this game, I'll be explaining a lot of the mechanics as we go, because it is a new system to a lot of the viewers and to the players and myself. That way you can follow along what they're doing at times and what they're rolling. Just so you're aware, this is a game is focused heavily on role play. And it's really about getting to the action. You're going to see a lot of interesting mechanics that lend itself to spending less time planning and plotting and more time doing your intrigue and doing, the important parts. You have all been summoned by a higher member of the house, Bethany. Most call her Lady Bethany. Being lower ranked members, you don't really have a choice. You're going to show up and arrive promptly, or else. Lady Bethany is not known for a lot of niceties and a lot of time taken. She comes striding into the little office she uses. I'm glad you all arrived in time. Good. I'd hate to have to bump my next appointment for this. I have something that needs to be done for the house. Something important. Pull this over real quick. As you know, we are in a tenuous position, being the newest of the houses major. It's come to our attention that those merchant traders, House Alanda, are working on some sort of deal to secure the backing of one of the houses minor that currently are not favorable to them. We can't allow this to happen. We can't let them gain a larger advantage. Knowledge is important. So I need you to go out, find what group they're attempting to court. And once you find out who it is and what it is, I want you to arrange for it not to happen. If it is a bribe, a payment, a tithe of some kind, well, if it ends up at our illustrious house, I guess they failed on their end of the deal. I'm sure you understand what I mean by this one. Watch out for the city watch. Don't get caught by them, at least. There's a lot of houses out there looking to send us back to the minor houses. And that's not where we're going. Prince Lavelle, she would like to one day be High Prince Lavelle. And those who do well are rewarded. Those who don't, I'm sure others out there would love to find out former major house members are no longer protected. Do you have any questions?
GM, I'd like to survey this meeting. I want to determine exactly what Bianca gets out of this.
Okay. Well, what do you want to roll for that one? Now, you get to, the players always choose, not the one running the game. It is one of the advantages of this particular system.
Well, I'm trying to assess the situation, anticipate what the outcome will be for her.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe I'm going to roll survey for that.
You're going to roll survey. So you get to roll a number of dice equal to however many dots you have in survey.
I have 2.
This is not one I'm going to put as risky. This is a controlled position, so you're in no real danger from this. Though the effect you can have, I will use standard for this one as well.
I'm not adding any bonus dice.
Okay. You have that option, though. It has a price.
I rolled a 2 and a 4.
You rolled a 2 and a 4. So we use the highest of your dice. Your effect is 4. Now, because it is a standard challenge, that means you get a partial success with a possible complication.
All right.
With a complication, I think she notices you as you're
Eyeing her.
Yes. But it is still a partial success. So your guess is that if you do well, she, being the one to organize this, moves up the ranks further than you do.
Mm-hmm.
You have something? Why are you eyeballing me, Bianca?
Oh. My eye peers all sorts of people and things. No, it's just interesting. I just know that usually if houses, major or minor, are unfavorable to others, it is for a reason. And I'm sure we can, and she looks at the group, figure out that reason and exploit it to our advantage.
The key here is we must not allow those trade mongers
Of course not.
to get a stronger hold. We're hoping to use our new positions to, well, outthink them and sabotage as many of their deals as possible. Maybe they can get bumped down a little lower in status in the city.
A little arcane foresight will aid us in that endeavor.
Whichever means you feel works the best. Now I really must run. Feel free to use my office to discuss whatever you need. I have other business and other people I must meet. People that I shan't keep waiting. The lady's favor upon you all.
And
to
you
you
as well.
Cindy?
And she turns and just walks from the room and shuts the door behind her.
Well,
It is nice to see you all. Good that we're going to be utilizing our skills in this. What ideas might you have? Perhaps socializing could be in finding those who might be willing to spill a little tea, so to speak.
well, that's your specialty. It's
Mhm.
I'd rather be much right at home in my study, looking to the future.
What can you
I don't
find in your future? Like, where would you find it in your study?
usually in a tome.
Mm.
Is there
Different-
anything in your tome about the group that we're looking for?
I'm going to do a flashback on what this meeting would have been about,
Oh,
and then
very
I would
nice
always like that
flashback
to
right
bring it.
off. I like that. For those, everyone here, the viewers and the players, the flashbacks are where you go back in time a little bit to possibly find out some info. This one I'm not going to assign you any stress for because this is a pretty simple. It only makes sense that you were trying to find out. Who would you have asked about this? Do you have somebody in particular?
I was actually going to use arcane means, but I can also
You
probably
could use
try
arcane means. I'll let you do that. So what skill would that be?
That would very much be mind.
Okay.
Or spirit, actually. Spirit and
Well,
possibly
it's one of the
channel.
spirits, so you have to pick one of the stats under it.
Right. Yeah, it wouldn't be mind. It would be more under spirit. Channel.
Channel? Okay. Roll a number of dice equal to your channel skill. If you want to push yourself, you will take stress. If you want to risk the lady's favor, that's a whole nother discussion.
Not
I
this time.
wouldn't do it here.
Where do I click that?
You can click it right on your sheet.
Click on channel, the word, and it'll pop it in the screen.
Now, for the difficulty on this, I don't think we need to go with risky for this one. Well, no, not risky. So we'll use controlled. You can change the risk position to controlled on it. Standard.
Standard effect.
Yep. And then just let it roll. You got a 6 is your highest die. That is
Nice.
a good or a complete success. Very well. As you were divining, trying to find out a reason, you don't know why, but Lord Carthane's name kept coming up in your mind. You know Lord Carthane is part of House Alanda. So that might be someone who knows of the deal that's being done.
What you said the name was? Carthane?
Yep. Lord Carthane.
Lord- Thankfully, I did some insight before this meeting, as I normally do for many social situations. And Lord Carthane, it's been in mind many times as I channeled through my books.
That's interesting. I might need to see if my paramour might have some information. I mean, he is so ingratiated into the social circles, so perhaps using a flashback for my paramour and see what kind of information he might have gained.
Now, he
on
wouldn't
that
necessarily
name.
know about Lord Carthane because you just found that out. So you couldn't have
The
used the
house.
flashback there.
We could speak to Angel.
Ooh,
But you could do
Yeah.
a flashback if you were looking to see if you were looking for possibly information on tensions or even rumors among the house minor.
ooh, let's do that.
We can do that one.
That would do that one. Let's do that one.
Okay, so you're going to talk to your paramour. I'm going to have you spend 1 heat because you're using your paramour in this. There's your heat you have for your paramour this session.
So add another heart.
Yep. Or no, remove the heart.
Remove the heart.
The heart is gone
Got
for
it.
this session. And then,
Got it.
because it's your paramour, you can't roll below a partial success.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to make you roll for that one. Paramours are kind of rather powerful in a lot of ways for that.
Mm-hmm.
Rumor has it that Fortunato Trade Federation has been passing rumors that they might be coming into some new allies.
Ooh, allies.
Now, everyone is aware, the Fortunato Trade Federation is basically the merchant shippers down at the docks. They weren't a minor house before, but they formed their own minor house to unite to better control trade and to try to increase their own profits. If you want some smugglers, some freebooters, some merchants, it's all covered there somewhere.
Mm. Perhaps socializing, finding out a little bit more information. Wonder where I would go. Who I would talk to.
Play to your strengths.
Well, I'm thinking finding those that socialize and kind of meander could always use consort to socialize. Perhaps. Or, yeah,
If I could possibly see someone from that respective house, I could study them and try to get on the inside and get more information. I mean, it's dangerous, but it's worth a try.
nothing worthwhile is not a little dangerous.
Well, while you decide what you're going to do, I'm going to go speak with Angel. And she walks out of the room.
So you're stepping out
Okay.
into the city. Angel lives, we'll flash back to everybody else in a minute. Angel lives down in the Silk, the region of the city where the courtesans, the brothels. A lot of things happen in the Silk, and the general rule is what happens in the Silk stays in the Silk. You do not talk about
It's like Vegas.
events there. But Angel is a well-known courtesan for the nobility there, which means she may have all kinds of information on the house's major. Now, this is one case. We're going to play this particular scene out. Some scenes are played out, some are don't. It all depends on the scene, but this one might be important. Angel, this night, you go to her apartment. Nobody knows who pays for her apartment. Only she knows who pays for that apartment or how many people pay this apartment multiple times over. But she's a well-known contact of your house.
She is.
You are escorted immediately to her presence by her manservant, an elderly man. Just follow me, Bianca. Follow me.
Of course.
I assume this is house business.
Something like that.
Yeah.
It certainly isn't for pleasure, unfortunately.
When you come down, you find her. She's in her dressing area in front of a vanity, putting on her makeup. Apparently, she's getting ready for a visitor tonight. But when you come in, she stands. Ah, Bianca of House Lavelle.
Angel.
It is good to see you.
Entertainer of the nobility.
Well, I do what I must to survive in this city. And I do quite well, I think.
You certainly do. You certainly do. How are you?
Oh, I am fine. The lady has shown great favor on me. Many suitors.
Jim, what is that damn Lord's name? Because you know I'm bad with names.
It's Lord Carthane.
Carthene?
Carthane.
Carthane.
Mhm.
Okay. Thank you. I asked for it in Zoom.
I can't always. It's not Carthage. That would be interesting. His name will change constantly because I also am bad with names. Don't worry.
Yeah, so I'm not going to keep you because you're obviously expecting company.
Perceptive.
Of course I am.
But what can I do for the house this evening?
Some rumors have been abound about Lord Carthane. What do you know?
It depends on what you're looking for. I can tell you he would not be in his manner
Hmm.
between whist and twist tonight,
Oh,
which for those at the time, that puts it between midnight and 4 a.m. He will not be home.
is that who you're expecting?
No, he sees other girls.
Mm.
So if you were planning any sort of skullduggery, not that
Not
House
that
Lavelle
I
would ever do that, of course. You would find a good portion of his guard gone,
Hmm.
along with himself.
Excellent.
He is, the girls talk, he is currently doing some sort of deal he thinks that should increase his status. He's even went so far as to buy his favorite girls some extra gifts,
Mm.
thinking that, as they say, he's counting his fior before he gets them.
A fool and his Fior been
Yes,
separated.
yes. Never count the money before you have it in hand.
Yes,
So, it is what it is.
absolutely. Well, thank you, Angel.
I'm glad I could help.
Absolutely. And of course, you know, if House Lavelle can assist you, you let us know.
No. You keep me well paid anyway.
Of course we do. We treat ours well.
And like any good courtesan, when bought, I stayed bought.
Bianca gives her a kiss on the cheek and says, "Enjoy your evening, dear."
And you enjoy whatever you're up to. Now, as Bianca goes to leave, the rest of the group, what are you doing after Bianca just walked out? She's going to go get info.
I think Emmeline would freshen up, look at for the nearest mirror, freshen up. I think I'd like to go locate some of my friends. I'm sure that if we have the name, which we do, some of my friends would have to know something. So I'm thinking maybe consort and try to find my friends and socialize and rub elbows with some of the wealthier population.
Okay.
So she would walk out and go to where she might find all of these wealthy
Well, it
socialites.
depends on what you're looking for. If it's going to be members of your own house, you'll be able to find them here, there, about the city. But are you
Mhm.
going to somebody of your house or a different house? Because most of the houses don't like you
Right.
as a
Probably.
rule. But there may be
Right.
individuals. I know you do have a contact of a diplomat.
Yes.
And I mean, maybe it's up to you to decide who it is a diplomat of. Perhaps you have a contact of a diplomat in a house that would be helpful.
I'm thinking that would be a good idea. And let me look at the houses that would be of great value to us tonight. I'm thinking.
Oh, you could all, well, there's two ways, since we're all new to this, you could go about. You could do a major house diplomat,
I'm thinking that.
or you could look towards one of the minor houses diplomats. You know that the Trade Federation has a lot of issues with the Bank of Brass and Bone. And if you're looking for dirt on the Trade Federation, well, the bankers are where to go.
That, yep. And being the daughter of a banker and paramour being of the banking industry. Hopefully that would also assist. So yes, I'm thinking that'd be a good idea.
So you're going to go see one of the diplomats who works
Mhm.
for the Bank of Brass and Bone.
Yes.
Not hard at all.
Mhm.
So that would be over where all the banks are located. It's funny, the Bank of Brass and Bone is actually located above all the other banks. There's a lot of different banks in the city, but in one way or another, the Bank of Brass and Bone is larger, more imposing,
Mm.
and all the smaller banks are tied to them somehow.
Mm.
So if there's money involved, they have a hand in it. So you're
Sounds
off
like
to
the
see the
perfect
diplomat.
place. Yes.
Okay, let me find here. This is Alicia, the diplomat.
Yes, Alicia.
And as you go to find her, she is, of course, in her office where she always is,
Hmm. Knocks on the door.
especially earlier in the evening like this.
Hmm.
Emmeline, come in, come in, come in. It's good to see you.
Good evening. Good evening, Alicia. How are you doing on this wonderful evening?
Well, I'm doing well. I'm just finishing up a few reports.
Oh, wonderful.
Always good when you can stop in. It's good to see one of our
it is-
own work their way into the major houses.
And I thank you so much. You are such a valuable member of our family. Wanted to ask, might I take a seat for just a moment and steal
Of course,
a
of
few
course.
precious minutes of time?
I need to give my eyes a break anyway.
Wonderful. I had a question for you.
Yes.
So, what might you know about someone named Lord Carthane? Have you heard this name roll off the tongue of others?
It's House Solanda.
Oh,
Yes, he is a lower ranking member. He's been trying to work his way up. He's known for his risky schemes. Sometimes it pays
my.
off and he moves up a bit and gets recognized, and then he messes up and he drops back down. You know those toys the kids play with on a string that they bring up and down?
Yo-yos,
Yes, they
right?
refer to him as that quite often.
My. What has been some of his new adventures that he might have risked as of lately?
I've heard rumors he's been talking a bit with the Trade Federation as we've been keeping an eye on that.
Oh, what have they been up to lately? Is this a bad thing?
Well, anytime a house major is talking with them, I consider that a bad thing. It is just, it strikes me as odd in many ways. I'm not aware that that house has any positive association with them. In the past, they've just kind of ignored each other, which is,
And so
you know, as
now,
the trade group, how can I put this? For any good that comes from Halcylata, or Linda, you'll find the merchant skippers and captains of those ships find many reasons to be upset at the land merchants, as they call them.
really?
Yes.
So these captains and these merchants, they would probably know what has upset them, so wouldn't you think?
Oh, of course. And I imagine whatever they're trying to do with them, it wouldn't take much to spoil that deal and cause them to not be favorable some more.
I wonder where I might find these merchants and these captains.
Oh, to the docks, you'll find them all over the place. The ships are all in the harbor.
And anyone in particular that you've heard really being upset? More so than most, maybe.
Well,
It might need a little, being consoled.
you might be able to speak with Captain Timothy.
Captain Timothy.
He's named his ship the Saucy Winch. It's considered
Oh,
bad.
my.
It's considered bad luck to name your ship something like that. But the luck hasn't affected him yet.
But he seems very discontent.
Yes,
Hmm.
you did not hear this from me.
Of course not.
But
We would
like
keep
the
this
lot of the
pride.
Trade Federation, he's a scoundrel, a smuggler, a
Really?
thief. Even
Oh.
dips his hand into piracy from time to time.
So, out of curiosity, he might have issues with many, so it wouldn't be unusual for me to hear his name cross through the space of the street in which I would walk. It might not be unusual to hear that name.
Oh, I'm sure he's...
Perhaps I should find him.
If you're willing to go to any of the bars around the docks, I'm sure you'll hear his name mentioned quite often. For a captain of an unlucky ship, he's quite popular with the sailors. Unlucky name. Unfortunately, as I said, he's been blessed by the lady with good fortune he doesn't deserve many times.
Interesting. Sounds like he's come into a lot of great wealth or prosperity, although still somewhat discontent. That's unusual. Perhaps I should go visit him. I think I will head down to some of the bars, though, considering my, status, might you suggest the most likely bar so that I might not have to
Well, of
venture
course, the
to
one
too
closest to
many.
his ship. A good captain does not walk far from his ship.
That sounds like a wild adventure. Thank you so much for your time. I'm going to go make a quick trip over to one of these places.
Okay. Luna and Dominic, what are you two got any plans?
I have a contact. It's an old flame. We're not on the best of terms, but I wanted to see if I could get information on what they are offering the what is it called? The trade
Trade
thing?
Federation? What they're
Yeah, the
offering to
Trade
them?
Federation. And maybe if we have an idea of what they're offering, maybe we can offer something better to
This is going to be difficult here. What skill are you going to use to roll for this one? Because this is one of those cases where, what skill do you wish to use?
Let's see.
What do you think fits it?
I think channel does.
Yeah, channel. I mean, you could try to use draw upon your sorceress might. I will adjust the difficulty accordingly. Might not be the best way. I can suggest sway works.
Yes. Well, try slay.
So you're going to start. You get 1 die for that one. If you want to push yourself, I'll let you have an extra die, but you will take 2 stress for that. And you have very limited stress for a mission. So I would just take the die and go with it. But I'm going to tell you, this is going to be a little more difficult to get information because that's the kind of thing that people don't want to talk about. So while it's not dangerous, you can have a very limited effect at what you can get from them. I'm going to warn you now on that.
So is it going to be more of a risky roll?
It's a limited. You can just roll. What does it show? I want to see what it shows for the sheet. Controlled, risky. Go with controlled because it's no risk to you. So set with controlled and roll.
And then the next one is going to be the one that varies because it's
the next one is limited.
Okay.
So control and limited.
And then no bonus dice, right?
Nope, unless you're willing to take stress.
I will take stress.
Then inflict 2 points of stress on yourself. So check 2 boxes of your stress meter. And you get an extra die, so you can add an extra die to that. 2 and 3. And you don't find any information on that. Nobody seems to be talking. Your particular friend, your ex-contact there, your ex-lover, they haven't heard anyone talking about what it could be. They have heard rumors a deal is being made. Dominique, you got something?
Yeah, I have. Well, I was gonna. I always peruse through someone's books in their office, see what they can learn about the person.
Okay.
But that's not really of interest. I actually have someone I'm not in great favor of, but I have Clemenza, an arcane dealer, and see if they've heard anything of, at least maybe in the magical trade, what could be like pretty much the same thing as Luna's, what's being offered or in use maybe by that other house.
Okay. Yeah, that's going to be also a little one harder to get.
Yeah.
So what you're going to use what for that one?
I would have to use
And probably have to use what?
sway.
Sway?
That'd probably
I mean, you could try to, you could use channel if you want. You're going to try to intimidate them straight out with force. But
well,
that's going to put you in a
could.
risky situation rather than control.
It would. And it's fairly at a, I could. I would like to make a show of my magic. No, I'm just gonna try sway once.
Okay.
Even though I have 1 dot in it.
Yep, you get 1 die. It's better than no dice. No dice is painful in this game. 2 dice and take the lowest. That sucks. You don't want that. But the risk then, since you're just using sway, we will use controlled, but it's also limited. A lot of people don't want to talk about this stuff.
Here goes something. Should I stress this? How many stress do we get?
You got 8 total for the game for this session. So, but when you start
Burn 2 to get an extra die.
yeah, if you want.
Oh, you have to burn 2.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do it.
Okay. Man, y'all just gonna use up stress on the gathering information phase. Okay, so now you get an extra die.
Sure.
Why not, right?
Why not?
5 and 4. Limited is rough.
It is.
Because a 4 and a 5 on a limited is considered 1 to 3. So nobody's noticed anything magically related going on between the houses and the trade, or the house and the Trade Federation. Now, rather than spend a whole lot of time everybody going to contacts, Emmeline, going around the docks, it's obvious that Captain Timothy's been spreading a lot of money around, though you don't get a chance to talk to him. He's been spreading a lot of money around. His crew are throwing money every which way. So he's definitely suddenly come into money. That's not normal. But we're going to flash to you all gathered back up. You've gotten some information. You need to decide what angle you're going to take, who you're going after, and where you're going to get this information from, though you need to share what you know first.
Well, my contact, though not in the best of terms, didn't provide much information on if it is an arcane items or item the other house is using. Unfortunately.
No one really wants to talk about what's going on, is what I've gained.
I've managed to locate some information. Hopefully this will be of benefit. I have a contact within kind of the banking industry, and you should hear the dirt that she told me. So basically, what she told me is that there's an individual kind of in the lower house that likes to take risks, daring risks. And he is a boat captain. So he is a captain of a ship. Captain, I believe it's Timothy. And from what I heard, she said he is spreading wealth around. He is using a lot of wealth, but is very, very discontent towards that lord that we were speaking of earlier. So he's got a lot of money and some discontent. We are supposed to keep it on the down, not say much about it, but he's been doing some business apparently with the Trade Federation. So what she had mentioned, and we must keep this secret, I gave my word, that he might be found at some of the local bars near his boat, which is called the Saucy Wench. So perhaps some of us, I don't know if it should be me, but perhaps some of us should go to the bars and kind of listen to those who are inebriated, perhaps, or those who are throwing their money around. See if they know anything.
Or we go right to the source.
That too.
Lord Carthane will be conveniently out tonight with a contingent of his guard. He's also been lavishing his favored courtesans with very, very expensive gifts.
Interesting.
So,
where do you think we could find him?
How about we go to his house and look at his shit?
Okay. I can do that.
Okay.
Oh, maybe talk to the guards.
You're going to go. I like how you're going with the house. Does everyone like the idea of going into his manor when his people were gone and distracted? Does that sound like fun?
I do.
Yes,
I do.
That sounds like espionage.
Because that sounds like a stealth
That does.
mission.
And if I'm leading it, we get bonuses.
Because
Look,
it's
I want to mess with the guards, okay?
now, first of all, what kind of load do you want to take for this? Now, if you take a load of 1 to 3 items, it is discreet. Now, remember, you don't pick which items till you need them. You're less conspicuous. You blend in better. You can go 4 to 6 load, which is loaded. You look like you're in trouble out there. It's not as good for stealth. Or you can really go encumbered, and I wouldn't advise that because that'd be bad.
I am going to take a very discreet load.
Same.
I don't need much to get the job done.
If you all take
Same.
discreet load, I'll give you a bonus die when we're doing the engagement roll because you're coming in light and quick,
Let's do that.
geared for a
Yes.
stealth.
You said 1 to 3, right?
1 to 3
1
dots.
to
Yep.
3 dots, basically, yeah.
Yep. But you've also got, because of your house, the bag of holding, which holds 2 extra arcane specialist items that don't count towards load.
Mm-hmm.
So that's available as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know he is not going to be there this night,
Mm-hmm.
I will add an extra situation die to that. So which of you wants to roll 3 dice?
I will roll 3 dice.
Okay.
Am I rolling it for a particular stat or am I
Nope. You're just going to roll 3 dice.
Okay.
Hopefully there's a way to do that on here
Yeah.
because I haven't done this in a while. Let's see here.
I got a 4, a 1, and a 2.
4, a 1, and a 2. Okay. So you got a 4. 4 counts. Okay. So what this means, this is the engagement roll. You all have began to infiltrate his place.
Mhm.
4 and a 5 means you're in a risky position when we're going to flash to you. You have gotten mostly through the manor. sneaking in by coming in or distracting the guards, sneaking past them all. You happen to be in the hallways of his manor. But guards are coming now. The patrol, you didn't expect them to be coming around the corner, but they're coming around the corner any second now. You're in the hall. There's several doors in the hall. It's carpeted floors. You can move quietly. But as I've said, it's risky. They're about to be coming around the corner.
I am going to lead us discreetly into one of the rooms.
Okay.
That's going to be Skulk.
Are you going to do... Okay, so this is one of those cases where this is called a group action. It has special rules for it, and it works actually quite well for this one. Because you're doing a group action, we should take my little reference here. Everyone rolls. So everyone gets to roll Skulk. If you don't have any, click it anyway. But only the best roll applies for the success. So
it's risky, yes?
Yeah, we're going to go risky, but in
Standard
terms of
effect?
Yeah, you can... actually, you're going to jump in a room. I'll go with a greater effect.
Okay.
So risky greater.
Now, is this considered a desperate action?
No.
Okay.
It's desperate when they find you.
Okay. Got you.
So everybody gets to roll their Skulk.
Ooh, I got 6 and a 4.
Okay.
I got a 5 and a 6.
It's nice. A 4 and a
0
6.
dice.
Wow. From Dominique. The lowest of the two, though.
Not Dominique.
Dominic gets counts as a 4 because it's the lowest of the two. But
Right.
Lanny still gets a 5 because it counts as lowest as the two. You had no dots in it. That's pretty good. So far, a 6 is good. Now we just need Emmeline to roll.
Yep, click on
Okay.
Skulk.
Yep, just click Skulk on your sheet.
Just the names?
Yep.
Ooh.
Click on the name and then roll it.
And then you got to click risky and great.
Risky and great. Not
Yep.
standard.
Yep.
Whoop.
And 6 and
6
3.
and a 3.
Nice.
So
Ooh.
everyone got over 3, so there is no stress for the one who initiated this, which would be Bianca, because anyone who rolls a 1 to 3 gives stress to her for the stress of dealing with people being too noisy. In this case, though, we're going to go with a 6, which means a critical success. So how do we reward that? I think that means you weren't sure where you were going, but hiding from the guards doing the walks, you the room you went to hide in turns out to be an office where apparently
It's his
Lord
study.
Carthane does his business.
Yes, let's go.
Perfect. Perfect.
Excellent.
Yep.
And y'all are like, okay, wow. She
And as
really
you
does know
ease-
what she's doing.
You ease the door
Nice.
closed. Lord Carthane, his hinges don't squeak. He really has a nice manner.
Nice.
You hope one day to have bigger than that, of course, because you're going places. His office is obviously, it's nicely appointed, nice carved desk. He's got a statue in one corner of not of himself. It is of the prince of his house. He does have a portrait of himself on the wall, but who doesn't? Who doesn't? But he has a number of papers on his desk.
Bookkeeper, I think you might want to take a look at those.
Oh, I would love to. I skimmed through, and I actually scanned through this information on this.
I
these
hope you
papers.
have study.
I hope I do too, and I do.
Well, good. Do I make your roll for this one? Honestly, there's no risk in this action. It's just a matter of reading through. I'm not going to make you roll it. But the bookkeeper, huh? It's good that you called that. Big ledger. What's on his desk mostly is accounting numbers, back and forths, credits, debits. You know, the normal kind of transactions that this house of merchants would have.
Mhm.
But one line catches your eye. It is a substantial amount of fior marked as goods to be given. And it notes a warehouse located near the docks in a notes column of it. And under it, he's written, transfer to Saucy Winch. This is a large amount of Fiore's worth of goods, more than what you would expect from a common transaction, and there's no notice of payment being received for said goods.
I skim through all these transactions and I point. That name looks familiar, the Saucy Wench, and I point to the warehouse. I think we have somewhere to go and check around.
Now,
I'll say it's clear
Emmeline-
this is a bribe. They're buying this dude.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's how they're getting into this. They're getting the ally out of them by bribing them.
Now, Emmeline would like to kind of walk around the room just a little bit and see if she can see anything, like any small containers or any chests or anything to break into, because she has tinkering. So while they're there, maybe there's something, papers, documents that could be tucked away in a safe or something.
Oh. Well, I'm sure there's a safe somewhere in here where he keeps his most precious stuff. It'd be quite useful to your house for later perusal.
I do have a fine set of lockpicks.
Ooh, so do I.
So that is one. How do you plan to open it? What stat? That is one I am going to make you roll, because picking a lock, you could break the lock. You can do all kinds of things to it. So what are you going to roll? Tinker?
That'd be Tinker.
Okay. So right now you get to roll a number of dice equal to your Tinker.
It's not great, but
I'm
we're
going to
gonna cross
ask
our
you this.
fingers.
Do you plan to relock it afterwards?
Oh, would she have the ability to do that?
It's going to be, if you don't plan to relock it or afterwards, it'll be a controlled position. If you plan to relock it, I'm going to make it risky.
I will assist you if you wish to read.
If you assist,
I would love your assistance.
you'll get an extra
Thank
die.
you.
Bianca, you
Yes.
take 1 stress for the assistance.
Absolutely.
So mark 1 stress. You get a stress for assisting, but Emmeline gets no stress for that. So you get a bonus die. So you're going to try to relock it then, right?
Right.
So
So just
we're going to
push
go
tinker?
risky in standard.
Got it. Risky and standard.
Yep, with a bonus
And
die.
no bonus die of 1.
Yep.
However, I do have special armor that resists complications related to detection or security.
That comes up if there's a complication. We'll talk about that.
Cross your fingers.
Yeah. 4 to 1. Now on a standard, a 4 means partially successful with a complication.
Okay.
However, with my special armor, you don't get a complication.
If you're going to check your special armor for this session,
It isn't something I check.
if under your harm sheet, you'll notice there's checkbox for armor and special.
Oh, okay. So special.
Check special.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I've
Yep.
used it.
You have used it. So you almost jammed the lock, but due to Bianca's assistance,
Move the pick this way.
you
Like
managed to
this?
relock
Like
it
this?
with a stack of documents that I'm sure Lady Bethany will be quite happy to get hold of later.
Takes them, hold them close to her chest.
Now you all have to get out.
Mm-hmm.
What is your
Actually,
method for extraction? We don't jump ahead you've got to get out. I'm going to start, so you're aware, I'm starting up some clocks here on this one.
Okay.
There's 2
Okay.
clocks I'm going to be running. This game uses a series of clocks to track progress and events. 1 clock is escape. 1 clock is you're caught.
Okay.
Okay. So as you're maneuvering to get out, both of them only have 4 faces. So first 1 to 4 is what happens. Okay.
I suggest, now, of course, anyone can suggest anything, but I suggest for our exit that we sneak out just as we snuck in.
I think that is a wonderful idea. And I've got some skills on moving very quickly. So I am right behind you.
So as you all are planning to leave, we're going to go to break right here, everybody.
Mhm.
Stay tuned for the second half as they escape here, and then the second part of their mission. One way or another, that bribe needs to not be delivered.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
See
We're
you.
gonna torch a warehouse.
See you in 10 minutes, everybody. Welcome back. Before the break, we were playing this game we hadn't played before called Court of Blades. It's a very free-form rules. I mean, it's got rules, but they're very flexible in what you do. It has some interesting mechanics, flashbacks and jumping straight to the action rather than hearing all the boring parts about sneaking into the mansion. They jumped right to the guards that were coming around the corner on them. But through a lucky skulk roll, they managed the office that they were jumping into happened to be Lord Cathane's. Oh, funny how that worked. Good rolls. Where they found evidence of a large bribe being paid to a ship captain that has been bad-mouthing them in the past. Probably won't be bad-mouthing them much longer with a bribe like that. Well, unless he doesn't get his bribe, and then he'll probably bad-mouth twice as loud. And as we were going into break, they were getting ready to figure out how to get out of here. So what is your escape plan?
On our way in, I happen to have ties with a chamber servant that serves this house. And I made sure that that servant has now in their possession a vial of sweet sleep.
Wonderful.
The guards that we passed in the hallway should be taking a nice, lovely nap by now.
Okay, so that one definitely is going to, it's a flashback scene, flashback. That will cost you 1 stress for that flashback, because
Sure.
that's a little bit more dangerous. What do you want to roll for this, for how useful it is? Now, this won't automatically get you out, but it will increase your effect, lower your risk, those kind of things when we come to any kind of rolls to get out. So this is a big help to getting out for sure.
I would say that one's going to be a survey roll, because at the time I was doing this, I was basically analyzing the situation and what could potentially happen.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you say, not me.
I really think that's what fits.
We'll go with the risk of that with serious repercussions.
It's risky.
I will give you 2 choices.
Hang on. It's risky.
Hang on.
Is it risky or controlled?
That's what I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
You can go with controlled, but it'll be a limited effect, or you can go with risky, and I'll give you a standard effect.
I'm going to take my chances. Let's go risky with a standard effect.
Okay. Better
Yeah.
chances of success, but there
Nice.
could be complications.
And I will jack up my stress for a bonus dice.
That adds 2 more stress. Now, you don't get stress back to the end of the
I
session,
got a
but
6, a 1, and a 3.
okay. Well, guess what? The 6 is what counts.
Yes.
That, I'm going to rule that since you have poisoned a lot of the guards, all of your actions to get out will be under the greater effect category.
Excellent.
So the actual actions to leave shall be greater, which means you can't fail. And from there, we go forward. Any other flashbacks we're doing?
Before we came here, I met with my contact who is a obsessed scholar and had them make me some documents to put in place just in case we decided to take anything.
Framing documents. I like it. I'll give you 1 stress for that. Just 1. It's your bookkeeper.
Mm.
I will give you the same as I've given her on that one. You can go controlled but limited, or risky and standard.
I think for this one, I'm gonna roll consort.
Okay.
I feel I'm gonna go just for funsies. We're gonna go risky because if they find out that they're fake, they
So, yep, risky standard. I love that there's just 3 positions, 3 effects. It's very easy to play with that. You don't have a lot to worry about. Let's see how she gets there.
Let me redo things. It went away. There it goes. Okay. For this, no. I was gonna ask to use the lady's favor for a bonus dice, but no.
You can if you want. You can. The penalty for that will be if you fail, you will anger House Corvetto. The High Prince, his house.
Is it worth it?
I have a question in
I
that.
personally wouldn't. That's the prince.
Yeah, that's all I was like, is it worth it? No.
But it gives you a
Yeah.
bonus die.
No, I'm not. We're not going that risky.
Okay.
I got a
You can
6.
still do the risky standard. That's just for the lady's favor. Right.
I got a 6.
Oh, yep, you got a 6.
She didn't use the lady's favor.
Right, you didn't need the lady's favor. You got a 6. That means you've planted some real nice evidence that in no way can be linked back to you or your house. That makes it looks like House Corvetto was involved in this theft.
Yeah. Shall I lead us out?
Absolutely, please do.
Okay, so we are going to sneak our way right back.
Okay,
out.
so we're going to
guard.
we're going to do skulk again. Now, again, we're doing the group thing. Everybody gets to roll their skulk. So you know, this is the greater effect, which means even on a 1 to 3, you can't fail.
And considering the scenario that we have set up for our escape, is it controlled or risky?
We're still going to do risky, but just so you know, with greater, there's not much chance of failure at all. So,
Okay, I got 2 and 3.
that counts as a 4 and a 5.
Excellent.
So we got, and we're using standard. No, we're using great.
Yep, risky with a greater effect.
3 and a 4.
So far we've got a 5 is the highest. A 4 also count, or a 3 counts as a
Dominic rolled a 6.
I know a 6, but no, uses the lowest of the 2 dice though, because so it uses the 5, which still 4 and 5 is considered as a 6. Even a 1 to 3. So you get no stress because you couldn't have gotten a stress from this roll leading out, but you have a 6 as the highest roll because a 5 counts as a 6. So that means you managed to extricate yourself between the guards being sleeping. I mean, a number of them had nodded off. A couple of them were still kind of awake, but they were kind of doing that game where they're trying to fight their head up. You slip right out of the place.
And Bianca passes a small purse of Fior to the house servant. On the way out.
And you all managed to slip away unseen, thanks to your pre-planning flashbacks and some good rolls. Now you're in the city. You know now you have to go to this warehouse. Now we have to figure out your idea for your warehouse assault. First of all, what kind of load do you want per, and what kind of plan are you going to make for it?
I think I'm still going light.
I might do light as well.
I think I'm gonna go with the safest option and be light, just in case there are other people.
I think for this operation, I'm going to go loaded. I'm not intending to go inside a warehouse. I'm intending to light that bitch on fire.
Okay. So you're planning to load it. You're planning to light it on fire. Is that so? Let's see what kind of that won't be deception. I will say you can go with either assault or because you have a knack with you, I will let you even use an arcane if you wish. Are you planning to light it normally or for some reason magics to have started a fire?
At Dominic and says, bookkeeper, are you looking to show just what you're capable of tonight?
I thought no one would ever ask.
So we're doing an arcane.
Yes, we are.
Okay,
We
so
are doing arcane fire.
is everyone going loaded?
Yeah.
I think in
Yeah,
case
we
we
can
get
all
attention, we need to
sure.
be able to fight our way out.
All right, we'll do that.
That's it, yeah.
Okay, so this one, unlike the other
I'll
one,
be loaded.
you don't have a lot of help on that one. You only get one die. Somebody gets to roll one die
Mhm.
against. It's going to just do a standard risky standard roll. One die. Whoever wants to roll one die.
I feel like my risky standard. I'll roll.
Roll it. We trust
So-
you.
We're just typing in the.
Yep, one die.
We're not
What I
using-
did last time was I did /roll, and then because I had to
Right.
roll 3, I did 3D6. So you can do roll / /1D6.
1d6.
Just 1d6, right?
Yep.
Okay.
A 2. Ouch. So that means for our engagement, we're going to flash. You're in a desperate position when the action starts. So as you all are
Yes.
moving to go set fire to this warehouse through arcane means,
Mhm.
you're down by the docks and the warehouses near there. I'm thinking about where I catch you with this one. You had to go inside to make sure the goods were still there because if they'd been transported already, you'd have to change your location.
Oh, we'd burn the ship.
Exactly. So you are inside the warehouse when 3 of the warehouse guards spot you. You there!
Yep.
Get the watch! And one of the guys runs out to get the watch. So now here we are. We are in a desperate position. The watch is coming. You are in the warehouse caught red-handed. When the city watch gets here, you will be arrested and brought before.
I'm actually going to use my throwing knives to throw at the guy running to go get the guard.
Can't do that because that would break the desperate situation. This is what makes it the desperate situation. He got out beforehand. So now we have a clock running for the guard getting here and a clock running for you all to escape. Those are the 2 clocks.
Can I use my favor from the Fey Court for this?
Ooh. Hey, you still gotta take the engagement roll, but favor from the Fey Court. What does that one do? Trying to see what it does.
A small item passed on to you as a way to remind you of the home you never knew. What is it? What does it do?
So how would this help you? There's the question. How would it help you? Now, I will point out, this is where you could have a flashback to something that would delay a guard that saw you to slow him down.
Just a way for us to buy more time is what I'm.
I'm not sure
looking at.
your item would have that, but a flashback would work for that.
Yeah.
How many guards did you say there were?
There's only 2 in
one
here
that
with
left.
you. One went to
Oh.
get the city watch.
Okay. Could I use sway on the one that didn't leave yet?
On the 2 that didn't leave, there's 2 of them. You can use
Or-
sway.
yeah. Can I use sway?
You can try to convince him. But what's
I've
the
got-
rest of the group doing? The
I
count.
do have
Go ahead.
fascinate. I can gain 1 plus effect when commanding attention magically. coterie gains +1 die to the next action they take while attention is
You don't
drawn
have
to
that
me.
power yet. The only power you still you have starting off is invocations.
Invocation.
Mhm.
Oh,
Which you're going to need to set
I
fire to
see.
the place.
I do.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
So if you could think of a flashback that you might have done to stop the guy from reaching the guards so quick, you can go with that. That works very well. I could think of several ways you could slow him down.
I was thinking of like when talking to the guards, using also that special armor, resist complication related to suspicion. Maybe
That,
something.
That was used.
Oh,
yeah.
that was already used. Never mind.
No, it wasn't for her. But it won't help you. The point of the engagement roll is you're already in a desperate situation. I can
Right, so
suggest,
that won't help.
this is, we're all new to this. We haven't thought of these ways.
Mhm.
How about a flashback where somebody hired some street toughs to be watching the streets for anyone running from the building? Slow the guard down, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm?
Some of the outsiders out there are even. Let's see, who's favorable to your group? Let me look at that
Wait.
again. Or even a paramour might be out there.
I think my paramour might have.
If you wish to invoke your paramour, that gives you an asset in delaying them.
Yeah, I think my paramour would have. He likes to meddle in.
So you're doing a flashback of your paramour.
Mm-hmm.
You told him.
What we were doing.
Mm-hmm.
And he just took it upon himself.
So you take 1 heat, lose 1 heat.
Okay.
I'm going to give you 1 stress because that's a pretty big one on it.
Okay.
And then you can roll your sway roll. I think we'll use sway.
And I have better lucky than good. When I roll a desperate action, you get +1 die to your roll if you take -1 to any resistance rolls against consequences of the action.
I'll let you use that one because that is the desperate part. You're in the desperate situation.
Mm-hmm.
So you can use, actually, you tell me what stat you're using. What stat did you use to go with it?
That's going to be consort.
Okay. So you get 1 die for that.
And an extra die.
And an extra die. You can't fail it because when you use paramours as an asset like this, they cannot fail.
Okay, so position is desperate.
Position will be desperate. Yep.
Okay. Effect is
standard on this one.
okay.
It's not limited because it's only 1 guy versus your paramour.
Get an extra die.
Yep, you can have an extra die for it.
I got a 5.
You got a 5. That's nice. 5 means even with it's desperate, that means partial success, not complete. Slows him down. I'm going to change the city watch getting here from a 4-face clock to a 6-face clock.
If I know my Vinsetto, he has bought us some time.
Mm-hmm. Which means
Good.
you have 4 faces to escape, 6 before they get here. Right now, when you first start taking actions, we're going to start running the clock. Now, I know Dominic needs to set, or Dominic, sorry, needs to set fire to the building. So
that's a ritual.
Yep, I'm pretty sure that's going to be a channel roll. I know you're going to say channel roll.
And I'm going to do probably some wreck to keep the warehouse guards.
We'll get to you in a second. Let's let him do his. You take 1 stress if you're going to add fire to it. So give yourself 1 stress just to add fire to your arcane abilities.
Okay. I want to. It says it affects objects as well as people. Anyone you choose gets +2 die to resist or effect. You cast subtly enough to avoid notice, but
each one of those will cost you that you invoke adds 1 stress.
Okay.
So you pick which effects you want and 1 stress per extra effect on it.
I was only going to do 1 more effect, which was do we want the whole building to be on fire? I mean, to burn down, or do we want just the contents? Because we can escape better if the building is not on fire, you know. And if we can touch the wall and we're fine.
Can you ensure that all of the contents will be on fire?
Yes, I would. I can. It might be a little bit more of a focus, I should say. but I can change the effects of the arcane flame. So it wouldn't harm us, at least on the way out.
Okay.
So you can have it just affect objects and not people, or people and not objects, or spend a stress to make it do both. In this case, you don't want to hurt. You're not planning to kill yourselves or the guard workers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right.
So,
but they don't know that, the fire can't hurt them. It still
they
feels
don't.
hot.
So right now it's one stress to make it fire.
Mm-hmm. And then another stress was to make it special? Or is it just...
Well, no, by default, it's either objects or people. So your curse starting off is just objects, because it says you can make it affect objects as well as people. So there you go. So we'll do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We'll let you do that. So one stress. Do you want it to be subtle to them not realize you did it, though?
Correct.
Because if you're leaving these people alive, knowing you set the fire might be a problem. So there's two stress, and then you can roll your channel. If you want to check off one of your arcane focuses, I will give you an extra die for using it as your asset.
I would love to use an arcane focus, so that's what we'll be using.
So you get an extra die. Yep.
So, all right, channel. So position is...
It's a desperate position.
Yep.
But because you're doing this, I will go standard for its effect, because you're just lighting some stuff on fire.
That sounds fair. And bonus die 1.
Yep.
Nice.
2, 5, and 4.
5. That means with a 5, it's a partial success. A good partial success, though. That first of all means I'm going to advance your escape clock by 1. City guards by 1. That's the partial success part. Both of them go up by 1. 4 to escape, 6 for the guards to get here. So right now it's still even. But you did set fire to goods that were marked with Lord Cathane's house or his symbol. So you know that the fire has started. And the guards look, shit, fire, fire. Call out the fire watch. Call out the fire watch. You all stay here. You're still trespassing.
I'm going to wreck with my single shot pistol.
Okay. What's everybody else doing?
Well, I had one question. Is there any way to leave any proof or any documents or something there at that scene, mark something so they would think it was the same persons we planted for in the office? So it's almost like ties it completely up. Yes. So flashback to having information, like perhaps it's some kind of item.
A sigil of house. We'll say, they're a good sigil of of house.
Yes.
Corvetto.
Yes.
Okay. Marks the person as a member. So we're going to flash back to you getting hold of, for just in case you needed it, a sigil of House Corvetto. I'm going to give you 1 stress for that. You'll take a stress for using your flashback. But you have a symbol to drop on the ground. Now, that's not helping you escape yet, but it does help with the aftermath of it all. That you're leaving behind, because while they may have seen you, they're going to blame you. They're going to think it's members of that house and not you all. That's good covering yourself. We're going to come back to the eye. The kiss, you have anything you're going to do?
Has Luna personally seen any of the people of what the people of the house Corvetto look like?
Of course, you've seen the High Prince. You've seen a number of their lords and ladies.
I would like to use glamour and transform into one of them.
Oh, that's evil. That's kind of evil. I kind of like that. What are you rolling for that one?
We're gonna roll channel because that.
Okay, that channel works. It is desperate, considering their suspicion is up. I'm going to have to give you a limited on this one. So,
Um,
A special armor wouldn't help her.
well, only if she fails.
Okay.
can I take 2 more stress to push myself?
Yes, you can. You can get a bonus die for that. Which gives you an extra die. Might it be enough? We will see.
6, 4, 2, 6, 4.
Well, with a 6, that's nice. Even on a limited, 6 is a 4 or 5, so partial success.
Could we use?
The guards they look at you and they seem to recognize you as somebody you're not. They're kind of hesitating right now. I'm going to make that, since the eye was planning to shoot. We're going to let the eye, what are you doing to shoot them?
Wreck.
Yep.
Overwhelming
Okay.
force.
So,
and I'm sure I'm within 20 paces of them, so it's going to be really bad.
this is what we're going to call a setup. Because of what the kiss just did, it's going to count as like she's assisting you without stressing her at all for that.
Okay.
So you're going to get a bonus die to your wrecking their ass.
All right.
Because they kind of hesitating. House Corvetto, the high prince's house is here, and suddenly you pull out your pistol.
Yeah. And aim it right at one of the guards.
Yep. To shoot at him or to shoot
I say,
them.
know your betters.
Okay. So you're going to try to wreck them.
Max.
Yep. Go ahead.
What's the effect of this?
It's a pistol. You're shooting them. We'll go standard on it. I mean, they got a good job to
I know
do.
it's a desperate, so I'm doing desperate. Or is it?
I will bump that to risky
Okay.
because of the hesitation on them as well.
Okay. So let me re-roll.
And there's a fire going on behind them. I mean, you've managed to push it from desperate to risky just by putting them on the back foot.
And standard.
Right.
Okay.
Risky and standard
And
sounds
I get
good.
an extra die.
Your actions are making the scene easier for you rather than harder. A 6. Well, you shoot one of the guards.
Mm-hmm.
He goes down. I mean, he was hesitating, goes down like a sack of potatoes. The other guard, on hearing this pistol go off, he doesn't know how many more you have. He doesn't know whether you got a brace of them hidden somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
He can't tell. You look like you're equipped for trouble.
Exactly.
So he immediately panics and bolts out of the place.
And there's our exit, ladies and gentlemen.
So I'm going to leave the city watch coming at 1. I'm going to bump your escape to 2 on the clock.
Mm-hmm.
You got 2 more, so you still got to get away, but you've gotten out of the building. Now you just have to get the rest of the way. This one can be as simple as a roll if you want. You can use something.
I think that Emmeline needs to maneuver us out of here.
I think I should.
Yeah.
I think I should. Most certainly I do. Okay.
Okay.
What's my role? Let's see. Maneuver. And what am I using?
You use maneuver. I'm going to make it now standard or standard risky.
Got it.
Because you've gotten out of the building. You're not in a constrained location. It's a lot easier for you to get moving out. She's leading out, so everyone's going to roll maneuver. This is the group
risky,
roll. Yep, risky standard. Yep.
Gotcha. No bonus. Right?
No, I don't think there'll be a bonus on this one, but everybody gets to roll it.
Got it. Ooh, I got a 6.
Nice 6.
Yeah.
Okay, 1, 3, and 3. You take 3 stress from trying to help them maneuver. They are not as good at maneuvering through shit as you are, apparently.
No.
So it stresses you out a bit. You're not exactly happy with their performance there. They got to work on that a little bit. But because of that, I'm going to give you 2 ticks on your clock. Because it was a 6. That's worth 2. That means you've hit 4. You have escaped through cunning the ability to maneuver through the place. You have slipped away into the shadows of the docks and gotten free of the warehouse as it's burning in flames behind you. You get away, don't even see a hint of the city watch before you've gotten away, leaving a dead body in the place that they think House Corvetto
took out.
killed. Because the surviving guard, well, they'll find a sigil, and they saw somebody from House Corvetto. So you break free into the night, meaning the errand portion of the activities is over. And you report back to House Lavelle to see Lady Bethany. So I heard there was a disturbance in the docks tonight. Would you have happened to have been part of that?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh,
was
how
Too deep in the
unfortunate.
books to know.
That's good. The rumors are saying that House Corvetto was involved.
Imagine that. Maybe they didn't want some upstart.
So what exactly was going on? What was this deal they were doing?
We have some evidence for you.
And can I do a flashback of I was gonna do a flashback of me like trying to jot down, but that's not the direct proof. They were taking a bribe. That's
Who
the meat and bones.
were they bribing? Who was House Linda?
Fortunato.
Oh,
Fortunato.
the free trade.
They were bribing the most unpleasant towards them. Yes.
Turned their detractor to
Yes.
a believer in their cause through bribes. I assume the fire is linked to.
What they were bribing with.
I'm afraid that captain will be very upset and he won't help
I hear
them.
that's his natural state.
Oh, yes.
So, Dominic, you wanted to do a flashback?
Yeah, while they were fiddling with the lock back at that office, I want to, if there were drinks around, possibly like a bottle of wine or maybe just goblets or.
Like any good lord, he had a collection of crystal decanters with, drinks to serve his important visitors. Come on, whose office doesn't have a wet bar?
That's true. Just
Mine,
making sure.
but
I had a special ink that I carried around. It's used for different spell components and whatnot. But this particular instance, I dip my finger in the ink a little bit, whisper a few incantations, and a mark appears on the decanter of whatever concoction is in there. And now after he drinks it, he will always tell the truth.
Go ahead and
always
give me a
enforce that.
risky standard roll for that. Using your channel. I know it's going to be channel because.
This is not a vulgar display of power, so.
No.
Yeah, I can't.
You could have invoked that when you were setting fire to the warehouse,
Yeah,
but
I
it would have
could've.
precluded being subtle. It wouldn't have been subtle at that point. You would have caused, an explosion. Unstable
Risky
cargo.
standard.
It sucks when people are giving you unstable cargo.
Yeah, all right. No, I'm not gonna do bonus die. 4 and a 2.
Okay. So it's a partial success. Who knows how well that worked? I guess we'd have to play this again.
His drink tastes like vinegar.
Haha.
Partial success. So he told the truth. Maybe he told a bunch of extra truths. Who knows? But you have pleased Lady Bethany, and more importantly, you have served your house well. That is the important thing, because in this city, Only by serving your house well can you rise above. Maybe one day earn your mask to wear. Because masks now are a very important social item for those that are high enough to wear them. And we're going to end this episode right here. I'd like to thank my players and the viewers. I'm going to ask everybody, what'd you think of the game? We're going to go around and start with Mama because we've never played this. This is brand new for us.
I felt a little clunky in the beginning because I had to get a feel for the character and what she could do, but it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Dominic?
I'm so used to like that, whatever RPG is always the planning bit ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, oh, but you have already done it. But what was that I already done? I had to plan on it.
Mm-hmm.
And so it took a while to adjust to that. But eventually, yeah, I was like, it clicked in.
I like the fact that we get rid of the planning. It cuts out a whole lot of the planning and jumps right to either, oh shit, or good job, you're good.
I really like that flashback feature, though. It's kind of like a hindsight thing.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, now I'm in this situation. I should have done this. Oh, I could have done that.
And I did do that.
Yeah.
And it can change based on what happens in the story.
Yeah.
Now, the more unlikely to have predicted the events, the more stress I could have caused you. I could have given you 2 stress instead of 1.
Mhm.
But most of what you're doing didn't require seeing the future. Planting evidence, that's an easy flashback. Drugging the guards, easy flashback. That's, going through and having looked to see what the meeting was, easy flashback. There's a bunch of little ones. Having your paramour waiting outside. Sure, that's an easy flashback. So real flexible. I like that. Emmeline, what'd you think?
Yes, I loved it. I loved it for the fact that it doesn't have tons of roles all over the place, and it is more, story driven than it is actually roll this. And the roles that are needed are basically you can do success for the entire group, not just yourself. So it is a lot of that. So I really loved it a lot.
I could see in a longer game, stress being a difficult thing to manage
Downtime is important.
because you don't get all your stress back in downtime. Now, for those the viewers, before I let Luna talk, we were using the quick start rules tonight, so we don't have the downtime, in the full rules of the game. There are the downtime, the house positioning time. There's phases to the game that are not just the errand, which is what we were doing tonight, where you're plotting with your house to push them up, to try to discover what the other houses are up to try to thwart that shit. The errand's just part of it. There's a whole back-end system about making your house better, causing other houses to drop down in rankings, because right now you're the 6th house.
I think tonight we caused a certain house to drop down in rankings.
Yep.
Well,
At least.
Yes.
not directly, but when they start going against House Corvetto,
Oh, that's when they're going to fall.
House Corvetto will take them down a notch, and then suddenly they will be below you in the rankings. This is how this game plays out in the political intrigue.
Yep.
And if they
And
find
the
out it was you,
espionage too. Yeah.
if they find out it was you, they're going to be pissed.
Mm-hmm.
If House Corvetto finds out, they're going to be really pissed.
Oh, yeah, but they're not going to find out.
Yeah.
Because we're impeccable.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Luna, what'd you think of the game?
I think it's a fun game. I had so much fun. And I like that when you go into situations, you don't really plan out the gear or stuff you have. You just kind of go with what you feel is necessary at that exact moment instead of being like, I have this.
Yep. And the loadouts tell you how many dots you have. So you can, within that range of dots, you can pick just whatever's on your list.
And I would have given you an extra die on the engagement part if you had gone with a light load, but it could have been much worse. And if this was a full game, it probably would have been much worse. But,
Yeah.
we're trying to get a feel for the system. It's new to all of us. Personally, I liked it. I like the fact that we don't have to spend a whole bunch of time doing the busy work, breaking into the warehouse. We didn't have to go through approaching the warehouse, sneaking in the doors. No, you had a bad engagement roll. Guess what? The guards found you. Makes sense. Boom. Guards found you. You sneaking into the manor. You almost got caught by guards. Boom. There, we put you right in the action. We don't need to know how you snuck in and sneaking around searching office to office. That takes forever. fuck that. Let's jump to the good part.
I just know Bianca right now now that she's reported in and all that and gotten her kudos, she's going to go spend some time with her family and her cat.
It's Miller time.
My chick's going to the bar.
It's Miller time.
I'm going to go find that captain. We're going to have a drink.
And
Back to the books.
KoFi has it right. It's fast action. It is about jumping right to the action. When we're doing the errand part, the gather info is where you're running around doing a couple things, and then you jump right to the action.
Mm-hmm.
It's built around, let's go to the action. It's like Three Musketeers, which is actually one of the things that inspired it. Three Musketeers.
The Merchant of Venice.
Yep.
The
There's
Musketeers.
Yep.
Yeah.
there's a bunch of inspirations for it. So,
but I also totally get the heist movie vibes, like
oh yeah,
like some oh no, and then all of a sudden you go to a flashback,
It is
getting
a
an
heist
item.
system. Yeah.
And, I mean, yeah.
it's based off the Blades in the Dark heist system.
Mm-hmm.
It uses the same base rules, but tweaked for political intrigue. So I hope the viewers enjoyed it. I hope the players enjoyed it. I will contemplate running a mini series or something a little longer form, maybe later in the future. I don't know. I've got so much shit on my plate. I got to post up tomorrow a casting call. When we get to that part of the outro, you'll find out. But I have to post it tomorrow for another stream that's coming up. So much going on. So as always, everybody join us on the Discord. This cast you see right here came from our Discord. I posted up about, looking for players for it. They responded. Welcome to the game. We were supposed to have a fifth player, Rev Ben Powers. Sorry you weren't feeling well, dude. Get better.
Feel better.
Sorry you missed out.
Get better.
I know I'll run this again at some point. I don't know if it'll be the full one or what. I will run it again at some point. So make sure, Ben, you jump in on that so you get a chance to play it. Because, the flashback system makes it so much easier. And it's tough to wrap your mind around thinking up good flashback scenes. But I think if you played it a few times, you'd get real good at flashbacks. Real good. So, join us on that Discord. That's where we get this from. Tomorrow, I will be posting up a casting call for Broken Tales. Tales of the fucked up or fairy tales. That's going to be streamed next Friday. So casting call will go up tomorrow. It'll be a short casting call. I have a feeling I won't have a problem filling the cast of that one because it's Broken Tales. A lot of people are interested in playing.
And he's running it for me, so I'm going to be in it.
Yep. Broken Tales is, what if the antagonists of the fairy tales became the good guys?
Oh.
And all the protagonists suddenly
Are the
turned
bad
evil.
Guys.
That's the
I like
concept
that.
of it. So
So
you're playing a bad guy turned good, but remember, you were once a bad guy. So you have a little bit of darkness still in you.
And it's all based on a kid just having that thought.
Yep.
Nice.
Mhm.
People lost their imagination. Fairy tales were losing power.
Mhm.
And then a kid
Imagine.
saved them all by thinking, well, what if the bad guys had a redemption arc?
Yeah.
And suddenly the land of fairy tales
Got
became
flipped on
real.
their head.
Became real in the rest of the world
Yep.
with everything turned over and upside down. That one's going to be an interesting one. So, watch out for that casting call tomorrow.
Only the evil queen would be the good guy, Machete.
Yep. Yep. But Red Riding Hood was there to burn the house down with the wolf in it,
Fuck yeah.
I mean,
where the wolf was a good guy.
uh,
The wolf actually was protecting Grandma. You see, this is what happens into this. So, Berlin will mention that when we get to the schedule coming up. Join us on that. If you want to see back episodes, go to YouTube. We got not just this, so many back episodes, so many shows. We are predominantly a World of Darkness channel. We've got most of what we stream is World of Darkness. But as you can see tonight, sometimes we break the mold, do something different, and it's all on our YouTube. If you want to see D&D or Call of Cthulhu 5th edition, you go to Ishvel's channel, which is our wonderful lore keeper there, Dr. Tiss. She is a doctor, not medical doctor, but she's got a doctorate, so I like to call her Dr. Tiss, as she explores her many tentacled horrors and eldritch shenanigans and doesn't let her players have explosives or machine guns. No fun at all. If you want to get some studio merch, check out our merch. We got merch store. Sign in so that you can see the adult merch like Camp Wish a Motherfucker Would. We got t-shirts for a camp counselor for Wish a Motherfucker Would. Because, sometimes you wish a motherfucker would, and you need to counsel their ass when they do. You want to see, we got some amazing friends out there. RPG Table, that's Junie. You'll see her in a number of our streams. Ravenous Archon, who's taking a break from streaming while he gets healthier, but check out his channel. And of course, Mischievous Red, who might eventually get back to streaming. She moved and it screwed up her whole damn schedule.
Messed up her whole thing.
Moving sucks. I hate doing it. I'm not moving anytime soon because I fucking hate moving.
They can bury me in this house.
Yep. As always, everybody, bits and donations, they go to the players, not to the studio. It's your way to give to the players for the effort they put in this. I mean, look, people wearing costumes and shit. I mean, that's what bits and donations are for. But if you want to give to the studio, give us a coffee, subscribe on Twitch. Twitch will take half, but at least you don't look at ads. If you want to contribute to the studio and do so without costing you money, go to YouTube, like videos, comment on videos, subscribe to the channel. That is a free way on YouTube to help support the channel because we post up every year, State of the Studio, and not one year yet do we post a profit.
The gap is narrowing, though.
It is narrowing, but it's still not positive.
No.
The studio,
Because costumes
and the software is expensive too. Software and the software to run the studio costs a lot. To be honest, the artwork, the back end stuff that we have,
the music and everything.
The music, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Adobe
licensing.
Adobe's expensive because Adobe.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Adobe.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep. And now I can turn it over to my lovely wife for our schedule.
All
and then
right.
after that, we'll let people say where they can find you, but
Yeah.
we'll let the wife do the schedule.
All right. So coming up, thank you first for joining us for this special one-shot of Court of Blades. I've been wanting to play this game since we backed it on Kickstarter, and finally we have, and I've enjoyed it, and hopefully we get to play it again sometime soon. But yeah, thank you all for joining us for this. And coming up over the next week, Tiss is back this coming Saturday. After taking a little bit of a break, she is back with her group of investigators with Call of Cthulhu 7E at 3 p.m. Eastern. London Esoteric Society. It's a group of troublemakers getting into some stuff in Victorian London and surrounding regions. And yeah, you should join them because it's a ton of fun. So, yeah, Saturday, 3 p.m.
But she doesn't let them have explosives or machine guns.
Well, it's not quite appropriate to the era for the machine guns. Yes.
Gatling gun.
Victorian? No.
Yes. They're playing in, I think in the year they had a Gatling gun.
No. Not widely available to the public. But yeah.
Just a little TNT. I think TNT should be given to everyone in that game.
Yes, dynamite's been around for a long time.
It's Cthulhu. Dynamite.
So join them Saturday. And of course, there will be no stream over the week until next Friday when we do our one, possibly two shot of Broken Tales. It may lead into 2 sessions based on how the story goes, which if that's the case, we'll be streaming it on next Friday and the following Friday, which is the 24th. And that is Mama's birthday.
Yes, indeed.
All right. So that's what we got.
So I'm going to let people go around. Dominic, can they find you on anything else, or is this pretty much you're only streaming right now?
I've said in other streams that I have contributed to a few DM's Guild products. One is with the Domains of Dread and Ravenloft. It's kind of like that one for my Domain of Dread was kind of like a fairy tale twisted. So that's and the one that was Fae oriented. But so I have a couple of those out. I'm planning on starting to do more on that as time goes on because those were fun. So check me out on those.
I will say, you really want to check out something cool? Watch Kansas City. Look for the episodes with Cameron in it. Beetlespock down there as a guest in our Kansas City. Every time he's been in stream,
brings the feels.
He's brought it's been so emotional. Whole group's just been staring in awe as the emotions are going.
Don't make me cry.
Emmeline, what you got going on for people?
Oh, let's see. My name's Psychshire, and I stream through TTRPGs. I've been in a couple of studios. Have a couple of studio projects going out and applying for others. I also game, so I do Twitch stream for games, different games, Helldivers, and some other new ones coming up. Red Embrace. I'm doing the visual novel Red Embrace. Also, I've done that before. So other than that, hanging out in my Discord, gaming, and these kind of things are what I've been doing lately. And that is it.
You can go ahead and post your the link to your channel right in chat.
Okay.
It'll work. You're
Okay,
on the
thank you.
VIP list. You can post links.
Oh,
Luna,
sweet. Okay.
let everybody know where they can find you.
Hello. You can find me streaming on my own channel at Sailor Lonnie, twitch.com/SailorLonnie.SailorLonnieTTV. I also will be on Saturdays playing Call of Cthulhu with Tales of Myth and Mayhem. And June 15th, I will make my storyteller debut over there running a vampire game. So, yes.
Ooh, vampire. I might like vampire. I might have a whole collection of top hats because of vampire, maybe. I've heard rumors that we like vampire around here. I don't know if it's true. That's the rumor I've heard. Who knows?
Yeah.
But as we end these streams, we always end this the same way, at least when Berlin or I are running them. Mental health, everybody. It's not a joke. It's not a laughing matter. I want you to take your mental health seriously, and I want you to take the mental health of others seriously. Please check in on those around you. A lot of people are not okay, and they hide it behind masks. I should say, we hide it behind masks. We mask up and hide our pains, and, when we're going through rough spots. And sometimes it just takes a friendly voice, somebody reaching out to help keep somebody off the ledge. And if you suffer from mental health issues like most of us do out there, first of all, I want you to know it's okay to not be okay. There's nothing wrong with admitting you're having a tough time of it and you're suffering with mental health issues. There's a stigma attached to it that there shouldn't be. And I want you to reach out to your support network. But if you can't, in chat's a list of numbers you can call or text 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And there can be a professional on the other end of the line to be that lifeline you need. Mental health is health, everybody. And if you're watching this on YouTube or you're not in the U.S. and you're watching on Twitch, you can go to findahelpline.com, put in your country of origin and find out the help for your country. That way you can get the help there too, because I know we have a number of non-U.S. viewers and we want you to get help too. I want you to make sure you're taking care of yourself. Mental health is health, people. It's very important. And I'll turn it over to my lovely wife there, Bianca the Red Viper, as she does her portion of the outro.
One of those warehouse guards caught her sting. But yeah.
Viper's venom is a bullet, apparently.
But yeah. Mama McStabber here. I'm a registered nurse. And I'm not going to tell you what I normally tell you. This week is fucking Nurses Week, y'all. To all the nurses that are in our community or watching, from a fellow nurse, fucking thank you, man. Thank you for what you do, because oftentimes I know it's a thankless position. And you do labor emotionally, mentally, and physically that a lot of people just aren't capable of doing. So thank you. You also help shape new nurses as they come up the ranks. So thank you for that too. And it's also Teachers Appreciation Week. Thank you to the teachers in our community and watching. Amazing teachers influenced me greatly.
Thank you to every teacher who didn't choke the shit out of me when I was a teenager, because I deserved it.
Thank
deserved
you
it.
for putting up with all the bullshit you have to put up with. I have a number of friends that are teachers. But thank you for putting up with all the bullshit you have to put up with just because you are driven to educate the youth. Thank you so fucking much.
I deserve to have a teacher choke me out. My German teacher definitely should have choked me out.
Thank you. But seriously, y'all, take care of yourself mentally and physically, and even those who are being appreciated this week, including on Sunday, all the moms. For real. Take care of yourselves. Take care of yourselves. If your body's giving you warning signs, listen. Get vaccinated if you need to be. Take care of yourself. Because as the body goes, the mind goes, and as the mind goes, the body goes. Take care of it all. It's a whole package. Take some downtime if you need it. Rest is not lazy. It's self-care. And am political as fuck. Make sure you participate in your local primaries if you still have some that are outstanding. I know here in Maryland, we have started our early voting for ours. And so make sure you participate because, that determines who gets on your ballot in November. And the entire U.S. House of Representatives is up for election in November. Make sure you turn the fuck out in November for the general election. For real. It's real goddamn important this year. It is real goddamn important this year. So please do so. And check your registration if you're already registered, because some states like to do some hinky shit and purge their voter rolls or change your party affiliation. So make sure you double check it to make sure it's still right. Said with love.
And because I checked our calendar today, I'm going to call out somebody early since I'm not streaming the rest of the week. None of us are. Happy pre-birthday to Sykeshire there.
Yeah.
Happy pre-birthday. Because
Thank
I looked at
you.
the schedule today trying to figure out whose birthday was next on the schedule. Somebody else's birthday is coming up too, but we'll be streaming that day, so I'll get to call him out.
Thank you.
Just be ready for it. You're innie. I'm going to call your ass
in,
out.
Not your outie.
That's
Yours
right.
is coming up.
Yours is coming up while I'm streaming. Oh, you're doomed.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Your
So-
innie might be an NPC.
Yep. Birthday murder for your innie.
That's the way to go out.
So I do thank you all for coming. Thank you for coming to see us try a game. I've never played. Most of us, I don't think, have played. It's an indie game.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, it was really fun.
So
Once we got
very
the
much.
swing of it, it was fun.
it, like any system, takes you a bit to get used to it. So I do thank you all. We will see you next time. Good night, everybody. As soon as I can figure out where my mouse went, because my mouse is gone.
Good
Yeah,
night,
it sucks.
y'all.
Good night, people.